Okay. I know that, Jackie, you did the meeting last week, but we didn't really have a lot of people there, right? To kind of go over everything into,
No, I think there
we're
was
at the
only
point now,
4.
because we're almost here. We need to figure out like a more specifically day of. I'll get the marketing going today and tomorrow. And one of the reasons that I held off is that a lot of people aren't looking at things in the summer. And usually the middle of August, then they start to look at things as well. So I didn't want it to be something that kind of like slid back in people's minds and slid back to the algorithm. And so now is a good time, and we'll do a little bit of paid advertising and stuff through Facebook and through Instagram. And then if you guys don't mind sharing the stuff on your stories as well, we will not have a hard time getting people.
No, we already,
I don't think.
it's already up on Eventbrite, and we've got 2 tickets sold already without even advertising. So,
but the most important thing is that we need to do 2 things. Is that we need to figure out, we already have the outline of the schedule for the day, and maybe Jackie can share that with everybody, but we really need to figure out where people are going to be. And what the jobs and the roles will be on that day. And then I wanted to just make sure that whether we do it today or kind of at a little check-in meeting or something like that, I can even put stuff up on Facebook. Just if people ask you guys questions, just so that you have the right answers to kind of share with people about the event and when they register and how much of that goes to a donation and do they get tax receipts and on and on and on. We'll just make sure that you have everything that you need so that you can answer those questions. But we need to know where everybody can be on that very specific day, as well as for the silent auction, which will be our other way to be able to raise funds. Hi, Kyan. To raise moolah. So Jack, do you want to go over, I'm going to actually just go find my power cord because it's going to die. Can you just go over or pull up the timing for the day?
yeah.
I'm like, where's my cord?
Are you coming, Shannon, to Edmonton?
I think so. Yes, I am. Yeah. That's exciting.
You have to be there, Shannon.
Yeah, I want to be there.
So we have,
Kirsty, you gotta be gone for a couple more days.
Yeah. He's used to it now.
Okay.
okay, so then,
You might be moving.
and-
We're moving.
okay, so basically what we've got is, we start at 9 o'clock, 9 till 9:45. We're gonna do the walk/run. If people want to run it or walk it, whatever they decide they want to do. Then it kind of gives us a 15-minute break in between there to get stuff set up. We're going to do 10 till 10:45 will be the yoga. And it's going to be, Mandy's kind of breaking it up into three basically. So she's got Wes Anaba is going to do like a 15-minute yoga little gathering for everybody. And then we have Samantha Gottlieb, who's also going to like 15 or 20 minutes. And then Mandy's going to be the third person to do a little bit of a yoga thing. So it'll be 3 different types of yoga that we kind of decided on during that. Sorry, it's actually going to be 10 till 11, not 10:45 for the yoga. So that gives everybody a bit of time to switch out so the next person comes in. So again, that's Wes, Samantha Gottlieb, and then does everyone here know Wes Anaba? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, Joyce, you
I
don't.
don't. No,
Okay.
I know who Wes is from him helping you before, but
yeah,
I don't
that's
know
it.
Samantha.
Yeah, and Samantha Gottlieb will also be doing her lovely, she does a lot of Kundalini yoga, so that'll be her thing. And then Mandy will do a little bit of that as well. And then at 11 o'clock, about 11:15, Mandy's gonna do like a meditation, 11:15 till noon. And that'll be meditation, a bit of a chat about what's happening with Cody and stuff. What it's all about, basically, why we're doing the walk. Also who it's dedicated to, which is Little Warriors. I'll talk about that a bit. And then we have the silent auction. So in between, when we're switching over, people can go in, it's going to be inside the silent auction items. People can go in, look at the stuff, bid on it, go out and do, say, a yoga thing, come back and check their bids and whatnot. And then we decided from 12 till 1, we'll do a bit of we'll do the silent auction stuff at that point. And Mandy will do like a wrap up. For the
Is
day.
there lunch involved? No
There
food?
will not be a lunch,
Okay.
but we'll have like snacky things, and that's also what we needed to talk about today. We're kind of gonna look for people to maybe do some donations of things. If you know anyone that we can do, my friend Tammy, a lot of you know her, she's got a huge garden and she's gonna donate some like carrots and that sort of thing.
Right.
We'll have like some fresh veggies and that sort of stuff from the garden itself, cucumbers, veggies, cucumbers and carrots. Yeah, and if we can find some donations from other people, that would be awesome to kind of help out a little bit so we don't have to spend as much money with all of this stuff. It gets pretty pricey when there's 100+ people. You all were, I don't remember, Pam, you sent it in an email, if I'm not mistaken, the letter that we put together for donations and stuff. So I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but was it an email, Pam?
Yeah,
Pardon me?
Was it an email that you sent?
Yes, it was an
Okay.
email I sent to everybody.
Okay. You didn't see it, Susan? I see you shaking your head. Okay. We'll have to see why you didn't get it, because you are on the list of recipients, so it might have gone into your junk mail. Maybe.
Maybe confirm your email.
Okay.
Okay, so just a couple of things about the food is, one, in terms of looking for support, it's not necessarily about people bringing food. Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing that Tammy wants to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want people just bringing food.
Like random
That's
food.
gonna,
Yes.
that's gonna get to be rent. It's easiest if we ask if somebody wants to be a food sponsor. Right? And then if we're just buying, let's say, granola bars and apples and bananas or something like that, if we can get a food sponsor, then we can go to Costco and then we can buy like a whole bunch of fruit and have like fruit baskets or a whole bunch of granola bars. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Things like that. Susan said, do we want to ask a food truck to come and sit in the parking lot afterwards? I'm totally cool with that. Like,
Yeah,
if there's
people
any food
wanna-
trucks that we can, do you have a hookup for anybody, Susan?
Yeah.
I do know somebody that's in the community, that's in the like this community. Shelley Berg, maybe Shelley Berg, and
Yeah, I
Kirsten?
think that's what her name is. I can look. Yeah, because she has that food truck. She seems
Okay.
pretty busy with it.
Yeah,
wouldn't be
Well,
bad
that-
to have
I mean,
something
and-
there.
end of September she won't be, right?
totally. And I think if we had one, like, even if it was just one or two, maybe, and we just let people know that there will be food trucks on site, then I think people understand that that's on them. If they want to purchase food, that they can purchase food, right?
I think usually people bring their own snacks and food throughout a day like that anyway, if they're health conscious people, so.
So Mandy, I'll go into Eventbrite and I will put that there will be, I'll just say a food truck available. If anyone
Let's
is
just wait
interested.
until we confirm.
Okay.
Let's make sure that we confirm that and then we can change those details. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, like, for the snacks, like, because Tammy has a garden, right, Jack? That's what she's gonna be bringing. Yeah, that's great if she wants to bring some of the stuff out of her garden. But besides that, if we could find somebody, I don't know what the budget would be, but who wants to kind of take on a budget for fruit and for, say, granola bars for, what is our numbers again, Jack? 120,
Uh,
150?
125 people inside, right? So
Okay.
because we're gonna be doing a lot of this stuff outside,
Yeah.
that 125 won't be inside the building at all times, right? People will be coming and going, so we don't have to count that as full numbers,
Yeah.
basically.
But if we budgeted for 125 people, what would it cost if everybody was having something? And I think anything that's left over, we'll take it to the food bank or to the homeless shelter. But for everybody to get a granola bar and an apple or a banana, not a lot, right? Like a couple
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah, probably
Do
2
you
or 3.
times that by 125? Does anybody want to see if they can find 1 or 2 food sponsors for that? And in lieu of that, then of course, Luisha, do you want to find a food sponsor? Sure, that would be great.
I could do that and try to find a healthy food, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, but we can also buy it at Costco. Like really what we need is if somebody wants to provide it, great. But in every event that I've ever done, if we tell somebody it's going to cost us $250 for food, it doesn't matter if it's an oil and gas company that wants to donate the money. We say food provided by, right? So
Okay.
that would be a sponsorship
Yeah, for sure.
thing.
Got it.
That's
Okay, I
right.
can do that.
Okay, thank you, Luisha. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you.
Sorry, my client session ran late.
That's okay. No need to apologize. No need to. We are just talking about kind of the schedule for the day, and then just really quickly about having just like a little snack for people if they needed a granola bar and fruit or something. So just looking for somebody who wants to sponsor that, and then that way we can even go to Costco if we want to just grab those things. And then the potential for a couple of food trucks. Do you know anybody that has a food truck? Oh, okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. Susan, you'll contact Shelley. Okay, perfect. That would be great. Yeah, I think it's hard sometimes to what's the word I'm looking for? To estimate, I guess, like how many people would want to eat from a food truck, because you can have like a huge lineup and it takes forever, and 125 people can be overwhelming, or not at all.
Or
Right?
maybe, yeah, maybe people don't.
Maybe not at all, but
It's hard, sometimes because I've booked food trucks before, and I just in the Okanagan here, they want a guarantee of how many people are gonna be there. Like, they don't wanna come all the way out if it's only gonna be 100 people. They wanna know
right.
it's gonna be 500 people or everyone's different. Every food truck's different,
Mhm.
but you never know. I mean, like you said, September's kind of a slower time. And they
I
might,
also think, Mandy, that maybe we should look at if they have like coffee and stuff, because I think that would go really well. Like if there was a coffee truck
Oh,
or something like that, right?
that's a
Um,
great idea, Jackie. If like
Yeah.
Shelley could do a food one, and then if we could also get a coffee.
So I will actually take that on. I have a
Okay.
friend who's got they've got that Airstream. I'll see if they're busy that day. It's called On the Edge Coffee, and they have a Airstream trailer that
Yeah.
has all sorts of lattes and all of that stuff.
Perfect.
So I'll see if I can get in touch with them, and if not, I'll look around for a different one as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect, Jackie. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do other drinks as well, not just coffee, but I think that'll be a big seller.
I agree. Okay, so Susan, you'll reach out to Shelley. Jackie, you're gonna reach out, find a coffee thing, and Luisha, you'll see if you can find somebody. I think if we had around $250, then that's like $2 a person for a piece of fruit and a granola bar, right? Or if somebody just wants to bring that, that's great. But otherwise, it's just easier, I think, for us to
Yeah,
buy
and
it.
so my friend that I was just teaching her how to do pottery in my garage. She actually has a company that they do all the butter dome and all that, and it's like pre-packaged stuff to make focaccia bread and all of that. So I just sent her a message asking her if she would give us money
Oh, okay.
as a sponsor. She's going to do the race, but I'm sure that they'll they would probably give me some money, and Luisha, you and I'll chat, and I can also ask Jamie's brother Brad, his electrical company, he'd probably give me some money too.
Okay.
So between Luisha and I think we can, because I mean, that's not very much money to have to come up with.
No, I don't think so. But if there is anybody else that wants to sponsor, we could just say that they're also part of the venue sponsor, because it's costing us $1,000 to rent the venue. Or
Yes.
how much is it, Jackie?
It's like $785.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to contribute to be a venue sponsor as well, even in part, like every little bit helps, right? For us to cover any of the costs that we have.
Mhm. Because again, we're not keeping anything, we're donating
All of
everything
it, right?
to
Right.
the Little Warriors. So that's the other thing. I've been in contact with them, and being with the price that we're charging for the event, we're just keeping a small portion of that right now for the venue, just in case we don't get sponsors. But other than that, they'll provide a full
Tax receipt.
tax receipt for everybody. So being that we're doing it on Eventbrite, there's emails and everybody's names and information that's gathered there, and they just take that and then provide the tax receipt via email.
So it'd be the full 88, not the 50 then? Is that what you're saying?
It'll be probably like 75.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Eventbrite takes a huge
They
cut.
do.
Yeah, they
Oh,
take a
boy.
really big cut, so we'll have to figure
They
that
take a
out
huge cut.
depending how many tickets are sold. But for sure, it'll be $50 for sure, but it could be more based on how many tickets we sell and what the.
So is there a ceiling of 125 then, or can we go beyond that because of the outdoor activities?
I wouldn't want to in case somebody shows up from the city.
Yeah,
They probably will have somebody there that will be watching. I know usually at their events centers, they usually have somebody that kind of monitors and watches things. So I wouldn't want to go over just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say if it's a nice day and some extra people show up, if we're
Happen to be walking.
when we're
by.
sold out and they show up, then if it's a nice day and we're outside, it's not a big deal. If it's really shitty and we have to move inside, then there is for sure somebody there that's going to start counting numbers. So we can kind of play that by ear on that day.
So far, the weather looks good for that day, but who knows? It's like the weather.
According to the farmer's almanac.
right?
According to the Farmer's Almanac, yeah.
What time do we get the venue so we can set up?
Mhm.
We get the venue, we can start setting up at 7:30.
Okay.
And we have it till 2:00. So if we kind of aim to be finished around 1 shortly thereafter, then we've got time to clean up as well.
Perfect. Okay. And there'll be lots of hands on deck for that. Which
Now,
is
we had talked before about some sort of paraphernalia that we're going to be giving. Mandy had come up with the idea of scarves or bandanas, I guess, if you want to call it that, and a stamp that we would just stamp each one of them so that we don't, we'll know by ticket sales how many we have. And we're just going to keep it simple like that.
And what's the stamp of the logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, of the low, and the only reason we thought that is because I can't believe how expensive it is to
I
get
know.
It's
just a
ridiculous.
simple bandana with like a logo on
Personalized.
it. It was
Mhm.
crazy.
It's like it's over $1,000 for, and they have a minimum, so you have to get a minimum of 250, and then we would have extra left over. So, and just to buy material, we even looked at that. That was super expensive. So, yeah, and then to have somebody make them, that was also something we looked at. That was super expensive, and somebody's time, and it's pricey. So.
Mhm.
So,
We have to have a stamp party and
yeah, we can get just like plain bandanas on Amazon that are $1.50 or something like that. if this is an option that you guys think.
You know, to be
Yeah,
honest,
If you have
I,
any other ideas, let us know. I know at one time, Susan, you had, I think it was your mother that makes stuff? I don't know what the pricing for that would be either, if she were making them, but
That's a lot to make, right? Luisha, what do you think?
is there a little warrior bracelet, like those rubber bracelets?
hmm,
Do you know what I'm saying?
that's a good question. I can check that.
I would rather wear one of those than a bandana myself, but you know, like there's always those cause bracelets and stuff, and I don't know how expensive they would be, but
Yeah, again, it's the minimum is how much, like, they make you get so many of them,
Yeah,
and then
but
you,
if it's not dated, we could use it year after year, right?
but
Yeah.
I think you were talking at a meeting, and I don't think you were at that meeting, Luisha, but next year might not be going to Little Warriors. I think we had talked about a different organization each year that we would donate money to, so.
Nice. What about, don't we have our own logo as,
Yeah, like a mindfulness triathlon. Yeah, I did create one.
should we use that
Um,
logo?
Yeah,
We
that's, I think, what
can.
we had talked about for the
Let me
stamp.
see if I can share. Hold on. Let's see what I can show you. My other thing sometimes too is I think maybe because I've, like many of you, I've done so many of these things that, and I participated in so many that money goes into producing t-shirts or bracelets and things like that, and they just don't get used at the end.
Get worn, yeah. I can
Right. And so it
understand that.
really makes me, I don't know, sometimes leery on the waste
Yeah.
part too, right? So
Mhm.
this is the logo that I did with the little triangle and the heart that we had talked about before
Great.
for the kind of mindfulness thing.
Mhm.
This is what we have right
What
now,
would you want?
like a triangle and a heart.
What would
yeah.
you take home and actually use? Or be happy to have? Right? That doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah, maybe ask that question.
so
What
you know
would you-
what, you know, the little buttons I need, everybody.
Yeah.
We can do that. I'll get Rhonda to lend me the button maker from the school. It costs me like, I don't know, $35 to buy 200 buttons.
Oh,
Mhm.
And then
yeah,
you just
and those
print,
were
you just,
super cute, and you
put
can
whatever
pin
you
it.
want in there.
You can pin it.
Where?
and honestly, Mandy, like if you're gonna do this kind of stuff, to buy like the button press, I think it, when we bought it for the school, it was like $150. And then there's this other little piece that was like $60. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna be doing stuff, like it might almost be worth it to get one. And then you can make different buttons every year. But that, or like I say, I can certainly borrow that from Rhonda, like we bought it for this, the school.
Yeah.
And I could, and it's just getting, so then what you do is you just make, there's a template that you just drag that logo into for
Yeah.
whichever size of button that you want. And then we have this thing, you put it in and it actually cuts it in the circle and it goes, then you put it on the button template and it just, like this machine makes the whole button. It's so simple.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
cool. What do
very
you guys
cool.
think about a button?
I'd
Yeah.
love a logo button for sure.
But
And then,
buttons
like, you
are, oh, go ahead.
And I mean, everybody loves them.
Hmm.
People do love buttons right
They
now. What do you
are
think?
all the rage right now.
They
Yeah,
are all the
it's
rage. Okay, let's do buttons.
Let's do buttons.
Yeah,
Okay.
Buttons. Yes.
I'll help you, Joyce. I'm not far.
Yeah, so the big thing is getting them on a good printer to print out the
Okay.
sheets.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to spearhead that, Joyce, and decide like a day that you want to do buttons and then
Yeah, and
whoever
so what
can
I,
take it
yeah,
for
what,
that?
yeah, and it's just like, when Rhonda and I did them, I cut them, she put them together. And
Okay.
she's, like, I could probably con her into, not con, but you know what, she would certainly help me. I guess, like, she's got it down. And it's just like, if
Okay.
you guys would print them off for me, the sheets, and that would be great. But
Perfect.
like I say,
Okay, so-
I have a little template and everything. Like there's a template for each size of buttons.
Okay, I'll send you the logo files.
Okay.
And then if you can set a date, whoever can make it can come to your place or your studio or wherever you want to do that. And there can be like a little button making thing.
Sure.
Sound good?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Oh my God, we're rocking it.
And it's cheap.
And it's cheap.
Really, it's going to cost
Mhm.
you like, and I would only make 200 of them.
And I
then
think this is something that people might wear their buttons or keep it on a bag or keep it on a jacket
Yeah.
or something like that
Yeah.
and they'll wear it.
Yeah, like the Shasta one, I have it on my
Oh, wow.
backpack.
Delivery. Okay,
Okay, that's perfect.
awesome. All right. So for,
And I'll
I
buy
love
the
you.
I'll buy the buttons, like I'll buy the buttons for the, like that'll be a little bit of my donation. I'll buy the buttons. Cause
You're
they're
awesome, Joyce.
yeah, like I'll just buy those off of Amazon and
okay, thanks, Joyce. Sponsored by Priya Yoga.
Yeah, that'll be on there.
We'll make sure that that all goes in that. We'll have like a little sign at the event too that just shows our sponsors in that too. So whoever we find as a sponsor, let's make sure that we get their logos as well so that we
Mhm.
can share that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so day of, Jackie, can you take some notes, please? Where we're gonna need, so,
That's what you got Pam for. Look at her.
oh, that's the biggest thing.
Pam is-
Shannon's got a big thing
She's
going
got
on.
a great big notepad.
Susan's
I'm
got a
writing
big
stuff
notepad.
down.
I got nothing. She's got a
I
notepad.
have a piece of paper.
Okay, so Jackie, do you have, when you and I were chatting last week about the different stations where we need people, do you have that there?
Yeah. Okay, so we need people along the race route. And were you able to walk that at all yet, Susan?
Can I speak now?
Yeah.
Okay. Tanya was really anxious to go with me, so I'm waiting for Tanya to come back from her vacation.
Okay,
So if you don't mind, like it'll be to you before the end of August.
okay.
Is that
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
Because if not, I can do it during the evening by myself, but Tanya really wanted to do it with me, so
no, that's good if the two of you can do
Yeah.
that. Then you can bounce things off
Yeah.
of each other with the route itself.
Okay,
okay, thank you.
put them on that. And then Susan, I'll just ask that when you and Tanya go to map out the route, and did we decide how far we needed to go? Because we wanted the walk to be
We'd like it to be at least a half an hour.
half an hour to 45 minutes.
45
depending on
minutes,
people's
depending
speed.
on how fast people are.
Half an hour the fastest, 45 minutes the longest.
Yeah.
So my guess is that would be between probably 3 and 5K.
Yeah, I
Right.
think you're right.
No, probably between. No, that might be right. Takes me an hour and a half to do 10K. So Jackie, can you do some math on that for me?
I think 3 to 5 kilometers.
Like regular walking with dogs.
Okay,
That's mine and John's like 10K loop at home.
okay.
Rowie, look at Shannon's here.
It takes about, I've done the charity walks before and they're usually 5K and it takes about an hour. And
Yeah.
that's
About
not
an hour
the
for
same. That's
5K?
If it was 3 to
Mhm.
5, that would be
Yeah,
maybe 3 or 4 instead of the 5. So we want it to be faster than an hour, like 45 minutes would be perfect.
Yeah,
So maybe 3 or 4.
let's say, or yeah, 2.5 to 3 maybe.
Yeah,
No, you guys can figure that out. So Susan, as you guys map that out, right from the Alfred Savage Center, can you just kind of keep in mind where it would be helpful to have people along the race route?
because some of it's going to be super simple, like there's no turns or bends or anything in some of that. So it's
But
just
maybe just
where
like a
there
little-
might be stairs or there might be like a dual path for people to go. Also, I don't think we can make it, we can't make it like wheelchair friendly or anything like that unless we create a separate route for somebody with, say, like a disability or something like that. We could maybe create a little route around the Alfred E. Savage section.
Yeah, but it's just not very wheelchair friendly.
It's not very wheelchair friendly, but the center itself, like if, like, there's no stairs or anything in it to get to it. It is wheelchair accessible that way. But if somebody's got mobility issues and whatnot, I don't know how to say that without sounding rude or without excluding
Listen,
people.
It's a walk. I think people will figure out very quickly.
There
if they
are
have a
people
hard
that have
time walking
mobility
2
issues that
kilometers.
maybe, you know, have a bad hip or bad knees or something, but want to participate as well. But can't do like a.
I think we just say, we'll figure out the distance. It's a 3K River Valley walk.
Okay, that'll give some indications.
And then
there.
people will figure that out, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, the bottom line is that if people are coming to, they want to somehow participate and
We wanna
they
just maybe
are,
support, right?
they want to
Yeah.
support, then they'll have to just figure out different ways, because this
They
whole
can do
thing
the
is,
meditation
they can do the
part.
meditation, right?
And
But
they
the
can
whole
do
thing is
probably
focused
the
around
yoga.
walking and yoga.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Wes is going to teach a bit more of a flow, and then Samantha is very Kundalini, and then I'm going to do something really fun.
Mhm.
But people have to be able to move their bodies, you know, as much as possible. It's walking and yoga, right? They can participate in the meditation if they want, but people will figure that out. I don't think we have to say that or word that
Okay,
in any way. Okay, good. So Susan
we
and
don't want
Tanya.
to exclude anyone, that's the only
Yeah.
thing. So.
Okay, so you guys are gonna figure out the walk route and who needs to be there. We're gonna need some people at the registration table.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, Kristen, thank you. So Kristen and Joyce will be the 2 captains of the registration table.
And my husband Gary will help us too, because he can't, because of his knee, like
Okay.
he'll do whatever, he can go in and be on the silent auction, whatever, but.
Yeah, we'll
also-
need somebody to help us set up tables and that sort of thing for the silent auction items.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so I'll put Kristen and Joyce on the registration table, getting everybody checked in. And I'll have my laptop there and my iPad, and we'll just have Eventbrite open.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to be able to check people in that way. Right? Because we'll do it inside and we have Wi-Fi inside, right, Jack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is Wi-Fi there, yeah, for sure.
And then
Okay.
that's when they'll get their button when they register.
They'll
Yes.
get their button, and then if we want to give them like their little welcome snack pack thing. One thing I was thinking about making that I didn't make is just making little postcards that really talk about, maybe on one side talk about Little Warriors, and then on the other side talk about Cody and Warhorse and why that, so that people can take it away and they can read that.
I think if that's all in a little bundle, that would be awesome.
Yeah, beautiful. And we can give them those little bundles.
I
Okay.
have a question.
Yeah,
The registration table, is that inside or outside?
I think inside.
That'll be
Inside.
like probably right at the entrance going into the
I haven't been
into
there,
the big
so
room, basically.
there's a parking lot guide you, like you go this way to the building, or are we gonna have like a
Yeah,
sign?
there's only one building there, so we'll definitely,
And do you walk through the building to get to the outdoor walk? Like, are people gonna know?
no.
where to go?
You're bringing up a really good point, because
we-
it's open
we
city
won't-
property. There'll be
Yeah.
other people there who are not a part of what we're doing,
Yeah, they
right?
won't be in the building.
They
Um,
will be in the build. People have access even if they're not a part of the event.
Oh, I thought it was private for when you book it.
The actual room, but there's a whole
Oh, they can use the bathrooms and stuff that are underneath, like
yeah,
downstairs.
the vestibule in the room, which I think is where, yeah, I think we have to make some signs.
For sure.
Mhm.
I think we have to make some
Like
signs.
regardless, yeah, because it is a public park. Right, like people can use the
Oh.
park for sure there.
So if there was a sign, pointing to the entrance that would say registration for our event,
Yeah.
people will know to go that way, and then the registration table will say the walk is that way, meditation's at this time,
Yeah.
and
And whoever's at the registration table can also let people know the silent auction is in there. This is, you know, and this is how it works.
Yeah. Do you want to be in charge of figuring out the signage that we need?
sure.
Okay. And then you and I can co-create something through Canva or Vistaprint and get it printed up.
Okay.
But yeah, just because I like.
Shannon
the
will look
idea of,
after
like,
the
directing
signage.
people.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. Shannon's on signage.
I feel like you might have done this at the at the
Yeah.
orchard,
yep, I've seen the confusion in people's eyes.
right? That's a good point. I never even thought about
Where
that.
do I
The
go?
nice signs and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So I would assume we just want to make sure the flow is easy, right? Like they register and then where do they go from there? Otherwise it could get bottlenecked all and then everyone's wandering outside, wondering where to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, such a good point. I think the flow is going to be so important.
Is when people come there, is there an option for people if they park that they just go straight into the park and not through the building? And saying
Yes, they
that
can
should we
totally-
They
have
could, yes, they could,
outside that
they
directs
could
them?
bypass that if there wasn't some signage there. Yeah.
If there's a person out there saying, oh, hi, are you here for the, or you, something makes it. so that-
Okay, I got it. I think all of us need to wear the same color of shirt,
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What's your color?
And
It's-
somehow we'll have everyone's email. So like the day before or the day before, we can send out an email to the entire group, whoever's coming that's registered, just telling them to look for somebody in the fluorescent green or whatever
Yeah.
color we decide to pick.
Well, I think that Lisa says she does have a screen printer, right?
Lisa Burkholz, yeah.
So even, Kara, you said Kara does, right, Susan? Okay, what if we had Kara make just for
the
us?
ambassadors and whoever's
We'll pick like some kind of a bright color, like you see, I did everything for whatever reason,
yellow.
pink and yellow, but that just has like the big triangle with the heart. And then we could maybe get something on the back that, what would you want it to say? Support, ask me, help me,
Ambassadors.
Ambassador.
ambassador. Okay, yeah,
Perfect.
that makes sense.
Sweet.
Need help, tap my shoulder.
Okay.
I don't know.
Susan, sorry, do you mind reaching out to Kara?
Of course, I was just typing a message because I don't like interrupting people's convos.
Yeah,
But
that's
I was just going to say, I will communicate with Jackie first to see what
Okay.
it is that she's looking for,
okay,
and then go out to Kara. Yeah,
perfect. And I,
Yeah.
think,
because you don't need that. You don't need that many.
we don't need that many, but Jackie, if you want to create a list of everybody, or actually, maybe I'll ask you that, Pam. Can you create a list of everybody who's on the ambassador team? And let's say what size t-shirt
You want, yeah.
you want? And then we can look, I was gonna say online, but to be completely honest, sometimes it's just cheaper to go to, go ahead, Joy.
You can just go to Michael's. They have them in every color. They're $5.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, that's easy. Perfect. So Pam, if you can do the list of everybody and then you can reach out, send a message and everybody you say your size that you want.
Okay.
And then, Jackie, you or I or whoever can go pick those up, or if Kara wants to pick them up in that size and to do that for us, Susan, I'll get Susan and Jackie to coordinate that, but Pam, if you can send the info, that's perfect.
Can do.
We're also going to need somebody in the outside area, just kind of helping people get their yoga mat set out and kind of spaced out and keep them in the general area of where that's going to be happening. So
I'll go wherever you guys want me to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like,
we'll probably just coordinate that the day of, because we
Yeah.
won't need people after the walk is done. We won't need people there anymore. And those people will come in when the yoga starts and can help in that regard.
yeah, I kind of think honestly, like we'll need Joyce and Kristen at the registration desk. It's going to be kind of busy, and maybe there'll be somebody else who can go in there as well when everybody is arriving.
Yeah.
But then after the registration desk is done and everybody's kind of there, half a sec, Joyce. And then Jackie and Pam, I see you guys like really helping to manage the silent auction, and we're going to always need somebody inside just because public can go in and out, just kind of managing everything there too. But I think kind of the rest of everybody. And if we decide that we need some other people, like Jackie, you and I talked about that, even with the yoga, to have other people kind of come around and help and support. And in any ways, we can do, I don't know, we can do whatever you guys want to do. We can do oils or sprays, or I've seen things that's, I don't know, like if you want just like a lovely little like hands-on adjustment, there's different ways we can communicate with people that are interactive and kind of fun. Like how can we kind of get like a big, beautiful kind of circle around everybody so that people really feel that they also feel held through this whole experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Joyce, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna ask, so is a yoga that inside or outside?
All outside.
Okay, so
Weather
I guess
permitting.
it depends on the weather, whether, I was gonna say like, so the area, I haven't been down there since Bloom. That's the last time that I did anything down there. So I'm just thinking in my head, as people come in, like, do you want them to put their yoga mats out, or are we gonna have time to like when everybody's done for them to set up?
That's such a good point, because they're walking first.
Mhm.
And again, this is like totally weather dependent, right?
Mhm.
If it would be, the preference is to be outside, because there is a nice big grassy area right there where we could do the yoga and the meditation. And they're not going to be coming and setting up mats, I don't think, and then going for a walk and coming back to their mat.
No.
So I guess that said, Joyce, which makes sense. Where can they put their mats? Which they can put it in the great big room that we have. And so maybe it's just that silent auction stuff goes on one side, and it's a pretty big space, if you remember.
Mhm.
And then
And then
like,
the other side can be for
people's
personal-
things can all kind of be dropped inside.
Yeah, because there's gonna be someone in there, so
Yeah.
it's all safe for
Yeah.
people. And their car keys, whatever, then it's
Yeah.
there. And then just so that there's enough time for them to set up. And then, I mean, with us, Kristen and I doing registration, like once that's done and like we can, I mean, we'll all help wherever, but just like to have it in, I just want to know for myself, when I teach big groups like that, if the place is big enough, I love it in a circle, then you see everyone. And then it's again, an easy way if you're doing a little bit of assisting for people to walk around the outside and do that instead of stepping over people.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, just so that
I
flow
agree.
of it, when people get back, they have a little snack, then they have time to leave enough time. Like once you're back, you have your little snack, you set up your yoga mat, and then this is when it starts.
Yeah. Okay. And Susan, good idea
So-
to meet at the venue. So second week of September, let's maybe pick a date right now, because the thing is on September 17th. Right. So if we can pick a date right now, let me grab my phone.
And by then we'll have a better idea of the weather, hopefully.
Is there a person, maybe after the walk, that would be outside the town crier, yoga starts in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
kind of says some nice things. How's everyone doing? Grab your water.
We show you the town crier.
Sure.
I love
They do
it.
have a sound system there as well. I just don't know if it's like a cordless mic or.
Yeah, I think
what
we're
it
gonna
looks
have to
like.
rent one. I think we're gonna have to rent one from Long and McQuaid.
Okay,
Just a couple big speakers and a microphone.
I'm pretty loud. I have public speaking experience, so I should be good. Town crier, okay.
the we
Do
should
you
tell
know
crier.
That in renting the space, are you in charge of garbage collection? So like along the route, maybe the people that are standing on the route have a little garbage can with them, like we're probably responsible for if anyone leaves garbage that we
That's a
have
really
brought,
good
right?
point. It's a really good.
And then a
point.
few inside, I don't know.
Okay,
There
let's-
are
let's-
garbages along the trails, like there are
Okay.
places that have garbage cans, because I walk there quite often.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, I
I
don't,
think even outside around.
but
the-
outside the event, yeah, I might just drive down there and have a look in the next couple of days, just to see what's around the building itself. And then take a couple of pictures, and I can post those for everybody to kind of see what the lawn looks like and what the area looks like.
Let me know when
I'll
you
have
go
good
out there.
pictures online.
Okay. Okay, September 10th is a good day to, if anybody wants to come out and check it out. Let's do a site visit. Does 11 until 12 work? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
Can I just ask about the fundraising?
Yeah, of course. You're on mute.
There we go.
There
Okay,
you go.
sorry.
That's okay.
In regards to the auction items, if we want to be able to, we're saying in the letter that we're gonna put their logo out and promote it, but if we don't get it till the 10th of September, that's really rushing it to put together some stuff on posters and stuff with logos, so I know the items have to be turned in by the September 10th, but if they want their logos associated, wouldn't you need it before the 10th? That's 1 week prior for you know, to get that done.
But we'll know ahead of time who's donating and stuff, right?
Well, that's what I'm asking. So you want us to submit who's actually donating, but you want the items on the 10th of September.
Yeah, so turn them into us so that we can put everything together into all of the baskets in that, right?
Yeah, and I can help with that fundraising too, so
Okay, yeah,
however I can
perfect.
help.
But as soon as you receive an item, who's gonna keep track of all of the items?
Maybe
that are-
if you could put those in the Facebook group. Because it's private, right? It's just the ambassadors that'll know. If you could put that inside the Facebook group, what it is they're donating and who it's coming from, then we'll just grab the information off of there. Does that work for everybody?
Winnie. She's having a panic attack. Winnie. Winnie.
So are we just looking for experiences for the basket or goods as well?
Well, what Mandy and I had
Both.
discussed was something, well, Mandy, you can explain that because you've done this before with the basket thing.
Yeah, so experiences and goods, but we're gonna put things into baskets so that there's like a minimum value of $100.
And
Right,
it's
just so that
kind
there's
of a
not like a
theme.
$25 gift certificate that somebody's bidding on or anything like that, but. Yeah,
Are we gonna do like?
I would
theme?
just say, what's that?
Are we gonna do like a theme, maybe? Like if somebody wanted to donate, say, I don't know, a month of yoga classes, just for an example. And then maybe we have a yoga mat that goes with it, and like, are we gonna do something like that? Like do little groupings like that?
Yes, it has to make sense together. I wouldn't just throw like random shit into a basket, like,
Like
well,
themes,
if it's like
right?
a wellness basket or a yoga basket or
Yeah.
like a whatever. But let's just take in everything that we get and then we'll put everything together versus like going out and asking.
Yeah.
For specific things. But that said, sometimes, you know, people donate shit because they can't sell it. If a store or somebody can't sell something, nobody's going to want to buy it at a silent auction. Right. So it's really important. And when I shared with you guys, like how much I'd made off of that Wellspring one, the difference was that I only accepted things that I knew that people really wanted. Right. And it's great if somebody wants to offer, let's say, like a session for something, it's always more valuable if it's something that's extra special and unique that they don't usually do. Right. So if you're talking to other people that are like, oh yeah, you know, I do this, or like, is there something that they don't do that they would be really willing, that's a little bit more enticing? That's a lot of what people will pay extra for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Joyce, if you're gonna say donate yoga classes, but maybe it's a very unique thing that you put together where it's like, this is like for you and your partner for like a date night, and I do a private yoga session just for the two of you, and I bring in these snacks from my girlfriend's little cafe next door. Not to say that like a month of yoga classes isn't beautiful, but it is something that's a little bit more unique.
And it's something that you offer all the
Mhm.
time, right? This would be experiences or things that aren't offered.
Right.
That people can't. go
Yeah,
to your
like
website
I've
and
done
buy.
them for, yeah, I've done them for like bring your group of friends and I'll teach them a class.
Totally. Right. Or your kid or your kids, right? And it's like a little family session, something like that, that people just can't kind of buy off the shelf. And then there's a bit of, I don't want to say urgency, but there's something that really makes people want to go for that experience.
Maybe we can get a hold of Edith. She can cook us a dinner.
Mm.
That'd be nice.
Why don't we put it on the practice, looking for donations?
Yeah, absolutely. Who wants to put it on the practice looking for donations?
I can
Okay,
do that.
Alicia, perfect. And then Susan, you asked if we're putting out a call for volunteers. I think it would be awesome to ask any practice members, like just say we have a spot for 10 volunteers right now, that we can put it out there onto the practice page.
So maybe, Luisha, since you're asking for donations, do you want to ask for volunteers at the same time?
Sure, I can do that. Once, Mandy, you post your logo and information on the
Okay.
practice, then I will do that.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks,
Okay.
Alicia.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
So Mandy, unfortunately, our grandmother Karen has my year 2 starting that same weekend. So I won't be able to be there on Sunday, but I have
On the
asked.
17th?
Yeah,
Oh,
like my year 2 starts that weekend. And I'm the only one in the practice that does year 2. So I've asked Lisa McDonald to take my place
oh, beautiful.
as my volunteer. So
Oh,
I'm
Thank you.
hopeful that she can.
yeah, I hope that, oh, we'll miss you, but I totally get that.
Well,
Totally get
I'm gonna jump on a call with grandmother Karen in the next couple days to
Yeah.
see how I can not attend in person, and if there's something else I can do.
And then maybe.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
let me know.
She's pretty flexible.
She's very accommodating, yes.
Yeah,
Very
so
accommodating.
I will tell her how near and dear this is to me, so she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll understand.
But I don't want to start the year off with missing classes right away.
I know,
For
I
sure.
know. That's
Yeah.
whole other story why I'm trying to negotiate things. It's hard, right now, because everything is happening and it's like full
Mhm.
force right now too. So yeah,
Yeah.
wherever you feel that your heart needs to be, Susan, I understand that.
Yeah, no, I have to jump on a call with her anyways.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and I will reach out to my people that have already said yes to donations once I get the letter,
Okay,
and then
great.
I'll get that going.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Awesome. I think everybody has something like in their corner to, does everybody have something right now to take care of? Kind of. Kristen, you don't? What do you think?
Well, yeah, you do. You can get donations.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can look for that. Mhm.
Some things that are kind of different and interesting and unique. And you're gonna have a big job on that day,
Yeah,
helping with
yeah,
registration and
yeah,
those
that's
kind of
big.
things too. That's
That's big.
huge. And then you're gonna respond to Pam about your shirt size. And
Oh, I got enough. How about that? Okay, I'm good.
And
Are
what
there
color are we going
tables?
with,
Are you
Pam?
bringing
there's
tables?
tables.
And we have tables. for-
Oh, yeah.
if you got
And
lots
we're
of-
also, like, we had talked about animals allowed, because they are allowed in the park there, but we will not be advertising to bring your pet, I don't think, right?
No,
Okay,
Distracting for you.
just if anyone
it's
asks.
very distracting for yoga and meditation.
Yeah,
What was Cody's favorite color, Mandy?
blue.
Blue.
So maybe we should get a fluorescent blue color for our color or something.
For a shirt. A bright
Mhm,
blue.
Yeah,
mhm.
we did initially pick green, and then Mandy did the yellow and the pink for the logo.
Okay,
So-
no, that's fine.
But
Just thought I would try to include his.
I think it'll
favorite
just
color.
depend on what's at Michael's and what's available in terms of like what we can buy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Something bright though.
Yeah, so we stand out for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is a good team. Yeah, you're right, Susan. We initially picked green. I just put yellow and pink because when I was doing the thing in Canva, it just showed up that color and I was like, okay, we'll start it here and then we'll see what we do. Okay, yeah, Susan, you'll go to Michael's and send a few colors. I just think the brighter the better. I think that's why the yellow and pink really jumped out to me. I love the color green, but it just kind of mutes and it blends into the background, especially we'll be in the trees the whole time too,
But
right?
if anyone ever knew Cody, he liked all colors. He would wear everything. He didn't care, but blue was his favorite color, but he wouldn't care. He'd be happy with whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, Kristen can do that. Do you want to take that on and go check out t-shirts for us? Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then Joyce, you're going to send us some information on when people can come and do buttons with you. Okay, awesome. Okay, I think that's good for today. We're going to work on signage and logos, and I'm going to get all the marketing and advertising out right away, right now, right away, by tomorrow at the latest. And then we can meet again next time and kind of see where we're at. And Jackie, can you add to the list of things that we need so that I don't forget is that we do need sound equipment from Long and McQuaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can figure that out closer to the day.
So our next meeting would be scheduled for the 12th. Do we want to do something before that? A check-in, or what do you think?
We're
the
at the
12th.
10th.
We're doing the 10th, right?
Right.
We're all meeting on the 10th, but I think we need to have one more meeting before that.
Mhm.
For the 12th.
So let's do, what's 2 weeks from now? The 29th?
Yeah.
Can we do the 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then I think that should be a really good, then there'll be lots of little conversations and interactions, I think, especially in our group after the 29th, like leading up to kind of meeting on the 10th and then of course that day, but let's all come back on the 29th. Hopefully with a lot of really solid work that is done. And hopefully I will be reporting back to you saying, we're already sold out. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, team.
Yeah,
Take
good job,
care,
team.
everybody.
Have a
Chat
good day.
soon.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Enjoy,
Have a good
Mandy.
day.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Joyce,
Bye.
I'm calling you.